It's raining there?
It just stopped.
Is it a rainy season or is it just like normal rain?
It's just normal rain, I think. It goes and comes once in a while, but it's the weather. We really can't predict so much.
It's finally turning fall here. It's like under 100 degrees finally. So not so much rain yet.
Okay.
Well, I'm really excited to have you here. This is going to be fun, getting to look at your bio and seeing a little bit about what you're about that made creating the questions fun. And I'm really, really excited to taking a deep dive in your brain.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah, well, I do too. It's what I enjoy doing the most. I love getting to learn about people that, I find people interesting. So these questions allow me to get to know, and of course I want the audience to get to know you as well. So these questions will accomplish both. I'm really excited about what we're doing together with the Hult Prize, and
Me too.
I think some really exciting things are going to come. Now, I say your name, Salisu, yeah? Qudirat?
Yes, that's my surname, but my name is Qudirat.
Wait, say it again.
My name is Qudirat. Qudirat. Yes, Qudirat. Yeah, you got it. Qudirat.
Wow. Man, I have to learn. I really want to learn how to pronounce. Because everyone on our team, for instance, has really long names, and as if in America there's Native American names that are really long. But it's like I struggle with that, and I grew up here, so I'm glad I actually got your name right the first time.
You did.
All right. Well, you're a guest on The Legacy Architect. We're gonna learn a lot about you today, and I'm really, really honored to have you here. Do you have do you have any questions before we start?
No, I don't. I'm ready to
I'm not used to doing these morning interviews. My brain's not awake yet, so I may be a little bit silly today. I hope that's okay.
Problem. That's fine.
All right, let's get into this. I'm really excited. All right. Let's do this. Oh, man. All right. We're just going to get right into this. Wait, actually, no, hold on. I didn't do this on the first broadcast, and I was very upset. I almost stopped it in the middle to go, hey, because every broadcast I've ever done, I've asked the same opening question because I believe it sets the most perfect tone for the broadcast. So this is not one of your scripted questions, even though, the question is, what are you grateful for today and why?
What am I grateful for today? I'll say is the gift of life. I'm very, very grateful for the gift of life because I believe when you wake up every single day, it's a chance to do something different. So I'm very, very grateful for the gift of life. And waking up in the morning for some people is not the same. Some people don't tend to not wake up in the morning, but like waking up in the morning and just giving thanks to God that yes, I'm here. I'll definitely try my best to do something different from yesterday and make a difference. So yes.
That may be one of my favorite gratitude answers ever. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Okay.
Wait, I should say what I'm grateful for today.
Okay, yeah.
I'm actually grateful for the opportunity to get to talk to you. I know I already said I'm excited to have you here and all that, but each and every team member I'm getting to meet in this way with Hult Prize, I'm just blown away. To be able, I'm grateful for technology that allows us to happen, to be able to learn, to get real, to have real interaction as opposed to some other method. Like we can just have a direct conversation instead of having to write letters that take, weeks at a time. And just to be able to learn about you. But on top of that, just to go, wow, you're 6 hours ahead of me, time zone wise, thousands of miles away. And here it is. We grew up in completely different upbringings. Yes. And yet, from what I know about you, like we have so much in common. And just that realization, being able to realize that to somebody I would not be able to meet otherwise is one of the coolest things ever to me. And it just, I think by the more stories that we get to hear from different parts of the world, the more people start to realize, wow, I have a lot in common with them. I didn't grow up there. I know nothing about their upbringing, but I have a lot in common with them. And
Definitely.
to me, that's what I'm grateful for today. So, all right, you ready for your
Thank
question?
you. Yes, I am.
All right. Your career path is a fascinating blend of marketing, finance, and social impact. Can you take us back to the beginning and share the moment you realized you could weave these distinct threads into a single purpose-driven mission?
Okay, so for me, I would say I've been fascinated by how ideas grow from into something that changes people's life. It started from curiosity for me because I studied marketing, and before I studied marketing, I studied accounting for 2 years at the Polytechnic. And before diving into marketing, it all started with curiosity, because marketing taught me how to communicate values. Finance taught me how to sustain those values, while social impact gave a purpose, gave everything a purpose for me. So the realization came during my I'll say university years, when I saw how many brilliant ideas around me never made it past idea stage because people didn't really know how to package or fund those ideas. Then I knew that okay, my mission is going to be to sit at the intersection in the middle of this creativity, structure, purpose by helping young people build sustainable solutions that matters to the world. So yes, that was the beginning for me. It all started from being curious and wanting to do better.
My friend wrote a book called The Power of Curiosity, and it was really powerful because I live with of course, curiosity's gotten me in trouble too, but when we lead with curiosity as opposed to something else, we give ourselves the opportunity to get to know people or get to know a situation. We come in, like typically if we don't come in with curiosity, we may have a prejudgment of what a situation is without understanding. I mean, there's so many examples to use of that, but I love that word curiosity because leading with that usually tends to lead with much better understanding, and also it shows a desire to want to understand as opposed to judge or to even have our mind made up before we walk into a situation. So I think that's cool. I like that word.
Definitely. Like for me, I'll say it also helped me widen my horizon. Things I wasn't used to knowing. My curiosity made me realize that these things, they matter around me, not just to me. They matter to people around me. So yes, curiosity made it for me.
Love it. You're a passionate advocate for self-development and authentic leadership. What was a key moment in your own journey where you had to truly step into your own authentic leadership style?
Okay, so I'll first start with the word self-development. I am someone that in a family of 5, I am the only person that went into the financial industry, and it just didn't come from me wanting to follow my elders' footsteps, my mother or my father. It came with me wanting to be a different person from from the industry they are in. I wanted something different, and I choose to go into the industry because I want to develop myself in something that doesn't actually require them, or that doesn't actually put me in the same industry as them. Something that it's just for me in that setting, in that house. And I said that one of the defining moments was when I led a team, like I'll say probably in the university years, but I realized that this team, they didn't really believe in themselves the way I believed in us. And I realized that for me, leadership really, really isn't about authority. No, I realized that leadership is about trust and empathy. So, perfect leader or being the leader that knows it all. To start leading from authenticity, trying to lead very well, and admitting that though when I didn't know it all, I have to ask, and still showing up with clarity, with purpose driven. And that shift, it changed every single thing for me. Like, it helps me grow into the person I am today. It helps me grow as an individual. It also helps me grow into a leader who doesn't just manage people, because I tend to not just manage people, but I tend to inspire them to not just believe in themselves, but to believe in what is actually very, very possible. So yes, that's it for me.
I love that so much. For our listeners around the world, paint a picture of the energy and ambition of the young people you work with in Nigeria. What is the one thing you wish the world knew about them?
This question, it's so much resonates with me, because I feel like the world has not seen the great things the young people in Nigeria do. Yes. And I believe that the young people I work with in Nigeria, they are some of the most resilient, creative, and hungry minds you ever meet. I've not stepped out of the four walls of the country, but no, I know for a fact that the young people in Nigeria, they are not waiting for opportunities to find them. They are creating their own table. They are creating their own opportunity. And I wish the world would see beyond the challenges and recognize that there's a fire. There's something within these young people that fuels them so much. Like, I'll say it's like a deep desire to solve problems.
Yes.
A deep desire to innovate. I'll say it's something that they want to redefine what success looks like for their own generation. And that energy, I'll say for a fact, that energy is very, very contagious. And every time I tend to speak to someone that I've not spoken to before, I tend to know that, yes, the future is actually in a very capable hands if we give the young people a chance. So yes, the young people I work with in Nigeria, I give it to them 100%.
Well, I'm not in Nigeria, but for the last 10 years, I've been blessed to work with people from Nigeria, and I just my own experience getting to mentor and work one-on-one. I second what you just said. And the other thing too that I think is really special, and there's other places around the world that this is true too, but I'm going to speak to what I know about the people I know in Nigeria. They are good stewards of what they have, meaning they may not have all of the conveniences. You may not have all of the conveniences that we have here in America. However, what you have been blessed with, what you see as a blessing in America, we wouldn't see as so much a blessing for the most part. But you all do more with less. And the other thing too that is very true, and this is going to break a lot of people's brains, but Nigeria and Africa as a majority is more prepared for the world to come than America is. Yes. And it's the lack of media literacy. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I get really, really excited when I get to work with Nigerians or even people from Africa or the global South in general, because they understand what it's going to take to be able to thrive. And once the infrastructure is placed in Africa, Africa is going to soar. Africa is going to be a dominant superpower. And again, people make fun of that statement, but it's true. You guys have the foundational pieces, and when it's time, like, Africa is going to rise like no other. And I'm excited for it.
Definitely.
So if you had to describe your personal why, the core belief that gets you up every morning, in a single sentence, what would it be?
Okay, so the core belief that gets me up every morning, well, I'll say my why is going to that's going to simplify my why, because it's going to be to help people discover the power within them. And to help people discover the power within them to create, to lead, and to make impact. Because I wake up every morning believing that, thank God for the gift of life. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make a change, some one way or the other, and I'm going to impact. I'm going to be impactful in people's life. And transformation starts with just one person deciding to do more than what they have been doing. and I want to keep being part of that. That is why I'll say that's one thing that gives me the spark when I wake up in the morning. I want to make a change. I want to drive impact in someone's life and be there, to inspire someone to be better. So yes, that's my why. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
As the deputy national coordinator, you're on the front line. Can you share a story of a student team that walked in with a raw idea and through the Hult Prize process transformed it into something truly impactful?
Definitely, I'll say absolutely. And this has got to be one team I have been rooting for every single moment. If I have to speak about a team, I pick this team up because I know the struggle they went through. And one of the most memorable stories for me is going to be that of a student from the University of Ilorin. These students came in with an idea to solve two major issues that affect an individual. And one of them is unreliable electricity and also the premature death of newborns. His vision was to create a solar powered incubator for premature babies, for premature newborns. And at that point, it was his final year project. It was a project he was supposed to do for his final year. And believe me when I say, even his supervisor fully didn't believe in him. They fully didn't believe in the idea. But I'll say he found himself a set of team members that believed in him. And through the Hult Prize program, the on-campus program, he was able to refine his idea. He received mentorship and he built a prototype. And I can tell you for a fact that not only did this team win the on-campus program at the University of Ilorin, he also advanced to the next stage in Nairobi. Though they didn't win the competition in Nairobi, but they got funding. They were able to speak to investors. They were able to speak to mentors, people to put them through. So that did it for me because that was me watching that transformation can go from doubt to global recognition, which perfectly captures what Hult Prize is all about. Turning potentials into real world-changing impact. And today, I would love to tell everybody go look out for Apex Health Tech. They are really, really making it out there. Yes,
love it. Marketing is about telling a compelling story, and finance is about ensuring that story is sustainable. How do you mentor young innovators to master both of these critical skills?
Okay, so for me, I'll say it's I was taught that marketing is to see storytelling as a bridge that connects passion to purpose, and finance as the foundation that keeps that purpose alive, right? And I tell young people, I tell people that I speak to that impact alone isn't enough. The impact has to be scalable, it has to be sustainable. And I encourage people, I still encourage myself to think that numbers and narratives are partners and they are not opposites. They're not supposed to be apart, they're supposed to be together, because you can't convince an investor with emotions alone. You can't just
True.
You can't go smiling at an investor and expect them to give you some investments or some funding. You can't. And one other thing is, you can't also inspire the world with a spreadsheet. No, you can't open your Excel sheet and say you want to inspire the world. You need it to go hand in hand. So both the storytelling, the sustainability, everything, the emotions, everything has to come together to form one single body. And that's that way you can definitely get it.
Oh, I needed that laugh. That was great. It was a serious question, but somehow you answered that in such a great, fun. Thank you. All right. So the Hult Prize tackles some of the world's most pressing challenges. Which of the UN Sustainable Development Goals personally resonates with you the most, and why?
For me personally, I'll say two, but like the most personal for me is SDG 4 and SDG 8. But I'll speak more to SDG 8 because SDG 8 talks about decent work and economic growth, and I'll say it connects deeply with me because of what I do. Because I believe that real empowerment starts when people are given the tools and opportunities to build themselves, not giving up on anybody, no matter how, let me just say, no matter how crazy the idea is, there's always a meaning to it. People tend to have crazy ideas, but like if you look deep down, it's solving it's solving someone's problem somewhere. And it starts with just one person, then it tends to become 2, 4, 8, 12, and the numbers keeps increasing. So I believe with SDG 8, when we create systems that promote innovation and entrepreneurship, I believe that we're not just building businesses, we're building futures. Like it's not just about the money, it's about the mindset for me. So like SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth. And when we build businesses, definitely the economy is going to grow. So yes, that's just it for me.
I don't know why this is not a planned question, but
Okay.
I want to ask anyway because it popped in my head. There's a lot of people resistant to Agenda 2030, even Agenda 21, especially in America. Because in America, and I want you to speak from your perspective in Nigeria, but in America, the majority, I would say the majority, I think it's appropriate to say the majority the majority don't fully understand Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. And if they do think they understand it, they think that they're going to be enslaved and they're going to have their freedom taken from them. That's what a lot of Americans think. That's because of lack of education on what Agenda 2030 actually is. That said, I can understand why some see it that way. But for somebody like yourself, who it's very obvious that you are very familiar with the sustainability goals, can you speak to the importance, from your perspective, of Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030?
Okay, so for me, let me speak to Agenda 2030 because I feel like it's from the way you said that majority over there thinks that it's going to be them being enslaved. I would love for them to have a change of narrative, change of thinking. It's not that way, because when everything works out the way the agenda wants it to go, it's just creating a better life, a better system, a better environment for everybody, every single person. Nobody is left behind, because one way or the other, everybody's going to gain from those agenda. And one thing about those agenda is the agenda is not just coming to solve the problem, it's also coming with solving the problem and you making profit out of it. That's it. And when we look at there's this thing we do in accounting where we talk about the 3 bottom line. One of them is you making an impact. So we talk about CSR. You make an impact, you make money along the way. So the agenda is not just for you to be enslaved. The agenda is for you for your mind to be widened, for you to understand that there is more to this agenda than that thinking of you being enslaved. You can't be enslaved by those agendas. Those agendas are there to make life easy, to make life better. Like imagine talking about SDG 4 and talking about quality education. I'll say, okay, well, we need to tell these people that thinks they have to be enslaved that SDG 4 is a very good goal for them. They need to look into it because information needs to come up, and they need to know that no, these agendas, they are not just for enslavement. That was enslavement. No, this is to open your mindset to the fact that every single goal, every single agenda is to create a better life for every single person, not enslavement. There is more to these agendas than enslavement.
Because we have right now, the way the world works, whether people want to realize it or not, people are slaves all over the world, and some people are slaves and don't even realize they're slaves. The current financial system that we all reside in is a slave system. To have extreme wealth, you need extreme poverty. Well, guess who gets the brunt of that poverty? Like, so while again, and I'm grew up in America, it's the greatest privilege in the world to grow up here because of the freedoms or the illusion of freedom that we've had. However, for us to have these freedoms, we've had to take other people's freedoms away. That is how it's worked. And I can go into detail, and I won't, because that's not what the focus of this is. But Agenda 2030 is not going to enslave anyone. However, if you are going to be lazy and not take advantage of the opportunity that's available for everyone on the planet, regardless if you're disabled, if you have no education, it doesn't matter. There's an opportunity available for everyone in every corner of the world if they choose to seize it. However, the people that are resistant to change, the people that go, oh no, I don't want this, and they fight against it, they don't realize what they're actually fighting against. They're not giving up their freedoms, but what's going to happen by the resistant to change, they will become slaves, because the only thing they'll be able to have is universal basic income.
Definitely.
And universal basic income will take your freedoms away because you won't be able to leave your 15-minute city. However, if you understand the rules and the changes that are coming, you will recognize all of the freedom that is built into the system for those who do it. But here's the difference. To earn, you need to create. You need to provide value. You need to not just be somebody that's playing. I mean, again, it's a creator's economy. They call it that for a reason. Okay, my rant's over, but thank you so much. I get so fired up about this. And you answered it so beautifully, because it's the most common sense answer I've heard, because there's so much fear that comes from people, or that happens to people when they hear that word in America, because either they don't understand it, or actually it's because they don't understand it, period. If they understood it, they wouldn't have fear. Definitely.
And I feel like those people that think they're going to be enslaved, they are the ones putting themselves in that position of enslavement. There's people, they are fine. This is an opportunity to come out of that box that you want to put yourself in. So don't tie yourself up in there thinking if you come out, there's going to be a war or there's going to be something going on. No, if you come out of it, that's when you're going to be able to see the sky, and the sky is very, very bright. So yes, don't think of enslavement. It's not that bad.
I love it. How bad can it be when underserved communities all over the world are going to have an opportunity to no longer be impoverished?
Exactly.
People are going to have access to clean water and food. Like, how bad can it be?
And it's not just about the humans, right? There's an SDG that speaks to life underwater.
Yes.
There's an SDG that speaks to life on water, like on land. Like it's also speaking to not just humans, it's speaking to the animals, it's speaking to every single thing that has life in it, and trying to care for everybody. Nobody has to be left behind. To be frank, the humans have majority of the goals in the agenda, because from the beginning to the middle, poverty, quality education, decent work, several clean water, every other thing. Like, this is for you to be a better person, for you to feel like, yes, I am living in a world where I matter, and not just I matter, other people don't matter. As I matter, every other person also matters as well. So yes,
isn't in this is what God created us to do, to take care of each other, to be good stewards of what we've been blessed with. And we have this amazing planet. Our oceans are polluted. Look, I know that there's weather engineering and things like that. I get it. But the fact is, humans have polluted this planet also. We throw litter on the ground. We got sewage. I mean, again, we do need these goals. I used to be somebody, when I first heard about them, was like, oh my gosh, they're coming to slave us. They're gonna but the more I learned and truly educated myself on the agendas, I'm like, no, this is going to provide opportunities for the people that need it most. This is going to reset things and give people a fair shot at success, where there is no more. At this point, what I believe in this new world that we're heading into is that the only people that will be slaves are those who chose to be slaves, because the freedom is there for anyone who wishes to seize it. That is what I believe to be a fact.
Yes, it is. And I agree with you 100%. If you think you're going to be enslaved, it's your mindset, and you can be there.
Amen. All right, next question.
Okay.
Describe the feeling, because we could have talked about that for 4 hours. But describe the feeling in the room during a
Hmm.
Hult Prize Nigeria final. What is the atmosphere like when you see the months of hard work come to life on stage?
This question brings back memories, a lot of memories for me, because the feeling in the room during the finals, I'll say it was electric. Like it was electrifying. Like there was a mix of nerve, excitement, pride, a whole lot of pride. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of, and pure joy. But I was start from the fact that the first time I got to the venue and I saw from the front door, from the beginning, the designs done by the event planner, the layout of the events, going into the layout of the lightning, seeing students coming in, like watching students confidently pitch solutions that they built from scratch, people coming in with different prototypes. I'll say that moment was indescribable. Like I would love for people to experience it so they can know that it's the proof that with the right guidance, young people can actually do incredible things. Incredible things. And for me, it's one of the most fulfilling experience of the year. Like I went home fulfilled. Yes, I'll say I went home that night feeling very, very fulfilled and happy, because it took quite a lot. Like it wasn't one person that built the house. An entire village to get that point, and not just because of organizing the event and bringing it to life, even down to the students that come with their prototype, that come with their idea, that come to pitch. It took a whole lot. I saw students rush coming in buses, in numbers, and I was feeling very, very proud of myself that yes, this is it. This is why I am here. This is why I want to be this kind of person, to create that impact. And watching it that day, amazing.
Such a great answer. Many young people around the world feel like they have to choose between a successful career and a meaningful one. What is your message to them?
Successful career and a meaningful one. I feel like you don't have to choose, right? You really, really don't have to choose. You can design. I'll say you can design a life that allows you to do the two. You can actually do the two, both successful and meaningful, because success and meaning aren't really opposites, right? Because I'll say they are partners actually, but the main thing in between them is alignment. I'll say find a career or find a work that challenges you intellectually and fulfills you emotionally. I want for people to be able to wake up in the morning and be happy to want to go to work, because it's a very successful one and also very happy to do it. And for me, I feel like when your values and your vision, when they meet together, success becomes deeply rewarding, very, very deeply rewarding, and you tend to be able to sustain it because you're happy. You're getting your values, your vision are aligning. That was a successful career if it's not meaningful. So you can do the two. You don't have to choose one. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a moment for you to choose at all. It has to be the two together. And I would love for people to know, give up on that career path that they say, okay, yes, this is for me. Yes, make it successful, make it meaningful, and make the most out of it.
Yes. Perfect answer. Lasting change is a core part of your mission. What, in your view, is the difference between a temporary fix and a truly sustainable long-term solution?
Okay, so I would say that temporary fix, it just addresses the symptoms, right? It's like when someone says, my hand is paining me, and like, let me just massage it. It's just something that addresses this for a while. But I'll say sustainable change, it addresses the system. It goes deep into the nerves of the problem or of this situation. And I'll say that for real change, real change isn't just about solving a problem once. It's about creating a structure, a structure that keeps it from reoccurring. Let me use that word, from reoccurring, from coming back again. So, like I'll say, for me, what makes innovation that way for me is that it transforms the way people live, people think, and creates long-lasting solutions. So, like the difference between temporary fix and sustainable long-term solution is that the temporary fix, it just attempts to address, it just addresses the symptoms, trying to reduce the symptoms of it. But like sustainable change, it attacks, it addresses the system and make sure that that is not reoccurring, it doesn't come up again, it's forever solved, and it's going that way, and it's sustainable along the way.
Great answer. If you could give one skill or mindset to every young person in Nigeria to equip them for the future, what would it be?
I wanted to say this thing in the question you asked me about Nigerians, but I felt like, let me just hold on to it. Is adaptability. Nigerians, they adapt to things like, and I mean, young people, their adaptability level, it's very high. And the fact that the world is changing very, very fast, right? The ability to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn is what to keep an individual relevant. What I knew yesterday should not be the same thing I'll be repeating again today. What I knew yesterday sticks to me, so I have to learn something new. And opportunities, sometimes they come often disguised as challenges, right? They often come like there's a problem, but like we have to see every challenge as an opportunity to do something different. And those who can adapt quickly would always find a way forward, even in a challenging situation. Yes. So like one key mindset I want young people to have is adaptability and the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
That's actually good advice for everyone, because we are in the information age, aka the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah. And it is a part of our job requirement is to learn and to educate. Yes. So that being able to adapt to the changes, and that, again, my experience, and I've not been to Nigeria yet, but what my experience in getting to work with young people from there, and even teachers, is that is kind of the mindset, is adaptability, finding a way when there seems like there's no way, trying to find a way anyway.
Yes.
And there's something unique and special about that is inspiring to me. So I think your advice is sound for anyone. But also I think that the best example of that is Nigeria. So great answer. Now, this podcast is called The Legacy Architect. As you help shape the legacies of so many young leaders, how do you define what legacy means to you personally?
Okay. I'll say, to answer that question, to me personally, legacy isn't just about titles and recognition. It's about the impact. And I know I've been saying it a lot, but it means a lot to me. The impact is like it's the ripple effect of the lives that one has touched. That feeling that the person you've inspired also believe in themselves. So legacy is what it's what continues when I am no longer in the room. So when I am no longer there, everything I do, everything that people do that I have inspired them to do is what speaks to legacy for me. It's like when someone somewhere takes a bold step because they saw me do it. Okay, I saw Qudirat do this and I want to do it. That's a legacy for me. It's not just about the recognition or the title. It's like I have touched lives and this person believes in themselves through me. So yes, that's legacy for me.
I love that. If the work you're doing today is the foundation of a great structure, what do you hope the structure looks like 20 years from now? Do I need to ask that again? My head was shaking a little bit.
Okay, Okay, so I'll say that. Yes. I see a generation of purpose-driven African leaders, and I'll say African. Can you get me?
I can now.
Oh, so sorry. I think my network. Okay, so to answer your question, I said that I see a generation of purpose-driven African leaders. Like, I mean, young people are young African leaders who are like they are globally competitive, yet they are locally rooted, right? And I know that 20 years from now, I hope to look back and see thriving ecosystem of innovation. Yes, like I hope to look back and see businesses that are built on purpose, youths leading confidently. I hope to see communities that have transformed because what they dared to believe in change. So I feel like if the work I'm doing today is the foundation of a great structure, I just want to look back and smile because I know they are making the change they dared to believe they can be.
Uh-oh. Oh no, the network.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's go to the next question, just in case. Beyond the businesses and the solutions created, what is the intangible legacy that the Hult Prize movement is building in Nigeria?
Okay, so I feel like the you said the intangible legacy. Well, I'll say we are building a culture of possibility. Yes, because Hult Prize Nigeria isn't just about producing startup or producing the top startup in Nigeria. It's about shaping mindsets, right? It's teaching young people that they have the power to be problem solvers. You can solve a problem if you put your mind to it.
Uh-oh.
Again, alone, you have to have all the solutions in the world, but one is enough to change every single person's life. So yes, the culture of possibility is a legacy we are building. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible. I love that. When you're not empowering the next generation of change makers, what is a passion or hobby you pursue just for yourself that helps you recharge?
It's cooking. I'm sorry, but I love to cook.
Don't apologize for that. I'm coming over for dinner.
Oh, please. Please.
I eat a lot though.
And I love not just loving to cook. I love to cook for quite a number of people. I tend to cook a lot for my friends, and I love when people come around, just come eat. Like, it's, to me, it's like quiet therapy. It's just me in the kitchen, like calmly cooking something from scratch to the entire meal, then placing it on the table and watching people actually enjoy it. It's just gives me that jiggles of, yes, though the week might have been busy, but this is a satisfaction I'll not take for granted. But apart from that, I also love to read. I also love to read books to change. So I also love to read books, Chap. Let me just say that, because I love to read some romantic books. Everybody can, but you get it. But I also love to read other aspects of books that changes my perspective at times. But life shouldn't be too serious all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, so give me a book that you've read recently that's dramatically changed the way that you view leadership or impact.
Hmm. I'll say one of the book is 360-degree Leader by John Maxwell.
Hmm.
John C. Maxwell. It just made me realize that there was a sentence he made in a book. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it correctly. He made mention of something about leaders being slaves. That it's not just about being slaves, like it's like you're working on behalf of the people you're leading. So
Yes.
when they see you do the work, they are also very much inspired to follow in your direction, to follow in your leadership. So yeah, it just changed for me that yes, I have to put in the work for the people I am leading to also know that no, she's not just there giving instructions, she's also doing the work.
Yeah.
She's the leader. You definitely have to show it through your actions too.
I like that. Finally, for that young person listening right now who has an idea but is afraid to start, what is the one piece of actionable advice for them to take the very first step today?
I'll say start small, but start immediately. Start now. Like you don't have to wait for the perfect plan because there's no perfect plan anywhere. It doesn't exist. A perfect plan, no, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because every big vision begins with a simple step that you take in faith and in belief in yourself. So when you surround yourself with people who challenge you and seek mentorship, always remember that that's progress. No matter how slow it is still progress. I would say that okay, let me just give like a very good example about myself. I said it before that I come from a family of science students. My mom went into the science. My sister is a medical doctor. My brother is an agriculturist. I have a pharmacist as a sister as well. One of my brothers studied physics. So like those people, they know nothing about the financial industry. And what I wanted to do was be in the financial industry. What did I do? I started small, taking it one book at a time, learning one step at a time. Even when I started my chartered accountant journey, it felt like they believed in me. So I also had to believe in myself. So when you surround with people who challenge you to be there, to do it, you'll be able to know that okay, it's now left for you to believe in yourself. Yes, I am a chartered accountant. They in a family of people that read things that science, medical doctors, pharmacists, physicists, But I'm a chartered accountant. I decided to not take that path for myself. So did I have a perfect plan? No. Did I fail along the way? Yes. Did I recover myself? Definitely. Where I am now a chartered accountant, and I'm very proud to say it. So start small, but start immediately. If you have to wait for one thing or the other, you might miss it. You might miss that one single step that you should have taken. But even if you have missed your step, try and retrace it back and start immediately.
That is beautiful advice. All right. I really appreciate all of the sincere, heartfelt, authentic answers. I would like to give you the last word. And so what the last word means, like you can plug your social media, you can promote anything you want to promote, and if you have something on your heart that you want to share it. The floor is yours.
Okay, so I would say that one thing I would love to promote is that people in places that in top places should kindly give people beneath them the opportunity to prove themselves. If people are given the opportunity to prove themselves, it's always better because that way people are not looked down upon. They've given you the floor. Show yourself. Then it's left for me to show myself and prove to you that I am this and I can be more than that. Definitely. And I'll say that's just it. I just want people to give people the opportunity, give them the benefit of doubt to be a better person. It's not going to be easy, but like if you're in a position to give people opportunities, please don't Don't be stingy about it. Give them a chance, a fighting chance, to prove that they can be more than what you look at them for. So that's just it. Do I have a social media to promote? Yes. Please, everybody should go follow Offprice Nigeria on all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We are everywhere. And watch out for that space, because you're going to be seeing transformative things. A lot of transformative things. If you're following us already, thank you. But watch out. Offprice Nigeria, that's the space you should be.